Hello YouTube. Uh, this is part 2 of my Elden Ring Bleed walkthrough. When we left off, we were level 11. We just got our Bloody Slash, I believe. Now, this today is going to be where we get a boost to our levels, because you could either level up to level 50-ish naturally, or you can do what we're going to do. So if you would like to follow along with my playthrough and do what I'm doing, we're going to be going to this gate front grace, and you're going to fast travel there. I'll take this time on the loading screen to ask y'all how you're doing. Comment below. Alrighty. So as soon as you get here to gate front, we're going to be following this road all the way up and around. And we're going to be going all the way to Caelid, which is this big red area. So I pretty much make this run every playthrough. You could set markers if you don't want to get lost, but you're literally going to be following a road. So, while we're here, I can test out our summons. If you notice, our mana bar at the top left gets used up when we summon something, and we get these little spirit summons that'll help you fight. These are really useful for boss fights. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Alright. Yeah, basically, I don't really need to fight all this. I'm gonna be running past a lot of these enemies. We're going west following this road. When you get to this grace, there is actually someone here you can talk to. Oh my goodness. I like to grab every item I can. If you see shinies, just pick them up. Never know when you need it. Don't sword key. You do actually need that one.
Everyone's been grafted. Everyone who came with me. They crossed the sea for me. They fought for me. Only to have their arms taken. Their legs taken. Even their heads taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know? If you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid. It's quite a lark when you think about it. You're all on your own now,
Oh my god.
and heading to Stormvale Castle.
So rudely interrupted.
You're all on your own, are you? And heading to Stormvale Castle, enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Oh, you've come to be one with the spider? Well, that makes us two peas in a pod. I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off, or legs, or your head.
Yeah,
Want to
I
be
bet.
like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven.
Dang.
Oh, I know. Can you take this little one along with you?
So, we just got another Spirit Ashes.
Nothing deserves someone braver than myself. And the spirits look rather fondly upon you. It'll be glad of your company, I think, the little one.
I actually will equip that one, just because I haven't used it much. We'll remove our wolf, switch to the jellyfish. Just for fun. We'll be getting a couple different better spirit summons later, just so that way you guys can see it. My goal is to get one just for fun, but there is definitely some spirit summons that you're going to want to get. You need their help, which some players need the help of a spirit summon. Yeah, let's continue on our journey. You're gonna keep following this road, like I said, and then you're gonna dive off. Oh, you're gonna break off into this dirt road heading east once you've rounded that corner. I guess I'll go ahead and show you this. There is a little shack here that you can go to. There's a man named Bernal here. I don't really feel like talking to him. Alright. This little bridge is a good checkpoint. Make sure you have Saint's Bridge, Grace. I'm gonna place all my checkpoints together so I can get rid of them. If you want, you can start the Alexander questline. A lot of people like to do this one, including me. I find that this questline breaks a lot, so don't be too upset if you can't get the full questline to work.
Oh, my stars. I'm so happy to see you.
We have never met before.
I am Alexander.
Nice to meet you, Alexander.
Iron Fist. And as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please, can you help me out of this?
Sure.
My thanks. 1,000.
I usually accept all the quests in this game.
Me a good smack
There's never a reason not to.
And I'll pop clean out, I'm sure. Don't dally. There's no need to fret. I'm very well trained. Give it your all, I say.
So to get him out, you just hit him with a heavy attack. Huh, I thought... Yeah, okay. Oh.
Well played, good lady. Well played. Oh, that mighty wallop of yours almost spelled the end of me.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna kill him too.
Well, I'm out now, and that's what counts. I thank you.
Jesus.
And as a token of my appreciation, I'd like you to have this.
Thank you. Adios, Alexander. Oh my god. Alexander's dope. Alright, we got a little sidetracked, but this is still the way we're going. There's a pumpkin up ahead. It's actually very easy to kill if you just want to challenge yourself. Me, though, I don't care. Sending Stone 1. Oh, you should grab those. Also, right here, we have some runes. This guy has a couple more ones. I would buy them just so we don't have to go mining them. If you have the money. Otherwise, you'll have to take a detour to a cave. I'll kind of show you what those look like. Just so you know, to upgrade, there's two kinds of weapons. There's like unique weapons, which take somber smithing stones to upgrade, and there's regular weapons that take regular smithing stones to upgrade. For each like tier, which is like you can level up regular weapons 1 through 3 with smithing stone 1s, takes about 12 of each smithing stone, versus for the unique weapons it only takes 1 somber of each level. So normally a somber smithing stone upgradable weapon is going to be the way to go if you really want an easy upgrade. But for this build, we're using the Uchi Katana, which is a standard weapon, which is good for us because it can get Bloody Slash and have bleed applied to it, which is really strong. So we're just going to be upgrading that, which is why we need our regular smithing stones. And we're also going to be getting a couple of unique weapons to complement our katana. And we're going to use our somber stones on those weapons. So that way we can use all our upgrade materials. You'll notice there's a church over there, but that starts a fight. So I would stay on this little right side of the road, just so that way you don't get into an NPC fight. And we've made it to Caelid. When you get to this Grace, if you followed my path exactly, you'll be at this one called Rotview Balcony. If you rest at it, and you haven't already gotten this, Melina is going to come talk to you.
Forgive me. I've been testing you to determine if the Elden Ring would truly have you. You had the mettle to endure this long and arduous path. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hold, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace.
We'll accept just so I can show you what happens.
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
Basically, we're about to go to your home base, if you will, the Round Table Hold. Talking to all these different NPCs will often start quest lines, open stores to you. So if you're really interested in doing all the side questing, anytime you come back here, just talk and see if they have something different to say. And one person I'd make sure you talk to is Gideon at least, which is this man.
Oh, this is a rare occasion. I can't remember the last time a new tarnished made their way to the Round Table. Very well. As your senior, I bid you welcome. It is safe here. You may let down your guard. Allow me a word of advice. As your senior, you are a mere visitor to the Round Table. Nothing more. A house guest. Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer.
Alright.
There's nothing left to say.
So, every time you load in, this is, by the way, it's a big grace that you can level up at. We will now have this man's to talk to, and he is our blacksmith.
Your new face, no matter. Lay out your arms. Let's get smithing.
When you go to strength and armament, it's only going to show the one that you have equipped. If you want your other one, you'd have to scroll. But yeah, you need runes to upgrade, and it uses the smithing stones that you have, and you have to basically pay him. So if you go to your inventory, you can check if you have any runes to consume. I don't have enough, but this isn't necessary yet. We'll be coming back here, though, to upgrade our weapons all the time. And to get here, if you click on your map, which is like your back button, you can easily just click Y and then X to go to the Round Table Hold. But yeah, we're going to be fast traveling all the way back up to Caelid, though, to the Rotview Balcony. Alright, so, word of warning, we're in Caelid. This red area is a high-level area, but it's almost designed as a way to boost your character forward. Some of the best items in the game you will find in Caelid. So, it's kind of like you challenge yourself to get big rewards over here. But because we're riding past a lot of stuff, it's no big deal. Just make sure you're riding fast and moving around to dodge. Now, we're actually going to be placing markers here because we're going off into this fog. I kind of placed the marker here because essentially along where my cursor is, there's a ravine. You're trying to get across this ravine. So I would just try to follow where I'm walking in this part of the video. If you're trying to follow this build like path, this is essential to get us to the level 50 mark without us having to go farming enemies. And it's just going to boost us into the meat of the game. So I like to do this on every playthrough, which is why I want to show it off here. And the reason I'm taking this kind of weird pathing is to avoid some of these crazy giant enemies. If you manage to find this grace, though, I would rest at it because it's a good little checkpoint. And if you check where you are, it's called Calum Ruins. You want to head like northeast from here. Oh, that's actually good. So if you do get here, you'll notice that the map got revealed. You can place a marker on that map as well. That's what we're trying to get to. But yeah. Once you've head northeast and you see this ravine, you're just going to follow the ravine without jumping into it. We're going to be heading this way. Right here, you'll see the spear. There's dogs to your right. You can jump across the ravine. Right up here, there's going to be a grace. This is a really good checkpoint to get. This is about halfway to where we're trying to get to. Crazy, the first like 10 minutes or 15 minutes of the video is just us traveling. Yeah, go ahead and get to the map. Place my marker on it. It'll always be these pillars. This is how you can find your maps. Pick it up. Now we have Dragon Barrow. Thing we're looking for is this fort right here. We're gonna place a marker in front of it. And this road, you want to kind of travel up here. This place is kind of cool. You'll notice that there are dragons everywhere. Careful with falls, by the way. Fall damage is brutal in this game. These dragons respawn. So if you decide you want to kill a bunch of dragons, you can come back here and fight. Now this dragon in front of us, to our left, is what we're here for. And this one does not respawn. Now, a lot of people thought that this dragon was tied to a quest. I have not found that quest. To me, it seems to be like a special boss fight. Now, the way that the boss fight is supposed to work is you're supposed to kill the 5 mini dragons, and each one you kill chunks this boss by 1/5 of his HP. But if you ride around behind him, you can do what everybody else has been doing. You rest at this grace. You now have Fort Feroth, and you take your bleed weapon. So make sure you get any bleed weapon. If you're a samurai, use your katana. Otherwise, you might have needed to get the Morning Star. But equip your fastest swinging bleed weapon, and we're gonna kill this dragon. Now, real quickly, before we kill it, since we've already gotten the checkpoint, I am gonna go ahead and travel back here to the first step. We're essentially going to get a rune booster because this dragon's going to give us a large chunk of runes, and why not make that even bigger? So ride around to the first step, go behind this little hill, and you're going to see a wind tunnel. You can actually jump into these, and you'll see this little effect on me. That means I take no fall damage. And right here, there's a gold foot. And then I can use the wind tunnel to literally just go back up. Now I can fast travel. Go back up to Caelid in the top right. Go to Fort Feroth. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my inventory, and I'm actually going to put it in my equipment. I'm going to go to one of my equipment slots here. This is like that down menu. And I'm going to put the foot on it, so that way when I scroll down on the D-pad, it's right there like a potion. I can just click X to pop it. And I'm going to wait till the dragon's almost dead. You eat the golden foot, you get 20% more runes. So now I'm going to speed up this footage because you're going to sit here chopping. I might even cut this right to the kill. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and warn you. If you don't have bleed, this will take you forever. If you do have bleed, this will only take you a few minutes. Alrighty. This is where you can watch your runes kind of just rack in. So that little golden effect on us. You get 5 dragon hearts, 1 for each of the little dragons that dies. And we get so many runes. Alright, now you're going to want to immediately spend these because remember, if you die with runes and then you die again, you lose them forever. Just head back up to this grace. Level up. I get my arcane up to match my vigor. And I'm gonna go ahead and put our faith to 12 for one of the tools that we have coming. So I would do that if I were you. And it might even need to get a little bit higher than that, but for now that should be enough. And if you notice, now we're level 35. That is a good little boost to our early game. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into this fort. And you're going to probably lose the runes you have on you, so... Actually, yeah, that's like... Now that I think about it, we're going to use the rest of our runes to upgrade our sword, because we might lose these runes. But we're at this point we'll be earning runes naturally. It's just we might lose a couple in this little process.
I took you no matter. Lay out your arm.
Go ahead and strengthen our sword up as much as we can. Now our sword is +2. One thing I should mention, if you look at this little screen, our bloodlust buildup went up, and our physical, if you look at the attack power physical, that also goes up when we upgrade the first number. And all of our scalings are D, which is, that sounds bad, but it's good. Because we have 3 scalings. We're getting damage with our strength, our dex, and our arcane. And really, most of our damage is going to come from bleed, so it's good. And you get more blood loss and more damage every time you upgrade the weapon. Right now it's +2. It goes all the way up to +25. Go ahead and go back to Fort Faroth. The next thing we need is, that's in this fort, is this slot that's right beneath our helmet, is talisman number 1. We don't have any talismans yet. This is the talisman that almost all melee builds want to get. And most builds put it on anyway just because it is so efficient. So when you get into Fort Faroth, all of these enemies are way too strong to fight. You can try to fight them if you really want to challenge yourself. They will hurt. This will take you probably an hour. Just run through it. Climb this ladder. You can hold B to run up it faster. Try to follow this route as best as you can. When you get to the top, by the way, open this chest. You're going to get the other half of the Dectus medallion. We got the other one in the last video when we went to Fort Height. That opens up a bridge for you later. Okay. There's going to be some blue enemies that spawn. We're running past them. We're going down the second hole. There was one hole over there. We're going down this one. There's going to be some stuff you can pick up. Just be careful. And there's going to be rats running at you. I would jump across here. And I would spam your dodge roll when you round this corner. There is a rat. And the item you want is down here. You pick it up. Rattage Seal. Even if you die now, you have it. That's the cool part. Next, we're just going to try our best to lure this rat this way. And because there's a ladder in the dark over here. Oh, I didn't make it. I could go back in and try to get the runes. I'm not going to. It's not worth our time. I got the item I came here for. That's all you gotta know. Rattage Seal. Go to our equipment. We have our Rattage Seal. We equip it. And what it does is it raises attributes, but also increases damage taken. Now, the attributes it's raising is Vigor by 5, Strength and Dexterity by 5 each, and your Endurance by 5. And the damage increase, I believe, is exactly -10. So our physical defense percentage is lowered. So basically, if you look at our physical defense, all these add up to a number. If we look at the right side of the screen, there's a little damage negation. That on the right, you'll see 4.651. That's actually a percentage. So it should say 14.651. Because of our thing, it says 4. Now, that's honestly less important than the actual HP stat itself. You won't even notice the damage taken. And because we're getting increased HP from the talisman, it almost completely balances out. And you're going to want to wear this thing until you're like level 150. And you have all the stats that you could want. Alright, so that's a huge bonus. Now, the next thing we're going to get is our main incantation. The only one we're really going to use for this playthrough. So we're going to go to Caelem Ruins, and we're going to be heading south. We're going to put a marker here. Because we're arcane users, we get access to some of the most powerful incantations, being the dragon worship magic. And a lot of people have heard of it. It is really strong, but a lot of people don't tell you where to go. And it's essentially south of the Calum ruins. It's in Caelid. So a lot of the stuff to boost our early game is in Caelid. We're gonna keep following this road south. And you're already gonna feel a lot stronger, by the way, with the HP that we've added and our arcane boost. We're gonna be a lot harder to kill. We have a lot more stamina because of our new talisman. It's just, you're gonna notice a real quality of life when we start actually fighting. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the map here. Oh, never mind. We're in combat. Okay, cool. It's really good that they have these graces along these roads. Go ahead and rest at it. So when you get to this grace, Caelid Highway South, you'll be able to see the map. We're going to retrieve that. And you'll notice up ahead on, like, directly south of us, there's a church up there. That's where we need to get to. But also this dragon is a very hard fight, so I would not fight him. I'd kind of ride past him. It's actually a rotten breath dragon, which is really cool. And that's kind of a hint as to what we're going to be getting in our arsenal. Grab this map. There's another merchant here that you can talk to. He has a stone sword key. We might come back to buy that. I like to buy stone sword keys whenever I see them. I like to just always have them in case I want to explore. I never want to not have a stone sword key because there's so many stone sword key walls and this is just such a fun game to explore. But after you've gotten the map, come back up here to the church, ride past the old dragon, and there's a grace in here that you're going to want to get to. And this is a special church. This one doesn't have a sacred tier. This is actually the Church of Dragon Communion. Or Cathedral Dragon Communion. When you walk up to this altar, you can trade in dragon hearts for incantations. Now, the only one we need is Rotten Breath. Feel free to come back here and have fun with these. One of the better ones is also Dragon Ice. But yeah, get Rotten Breath. So we actually need 15 faith. So we're going to level our faith up to 15. I did it up to 12 because I couldn't remember the number. It was 12 arcane, okay. So our next 3 levels, we're going to put them into faith so we can use it. But we're going to go ahead and buy it anyway. As soon as you buy it, you can come over to your grace and you can memorize it. We have a couple here, but we only have 2 slots. I like to just have the one. Memorize it. Now, Rotten Breath. Cool. What does that do for us? Well, nothing quite yet. What we're going to want to do is go to the Stranded Graveyard. And this is the part where it's important that you got a stone sword key somewhere. So at this point in the video, if you didn't follow along completely, just make sure you go get a stone sword key for this door. What we're going to be getting here is our seal. Now a seal is kind of like a wand, but for faith users, it's just a little hand palm sign to let you use incantations, which is the magic that faith users use. When you've come through here, this is going to be like a little dungeon guide. This is one of the famous chariot dungeons. This one's pretty simple though. You're going to follow along this. And you're gonna kind of stop at every little side checkpoint on the right. especially while you're learning it. This one has a very easy way to. This one has a very easy way to solve. There's a couple of items in this dungeon that you can get. Make sure you don't stand still. By the way, there's ghosts shooting at you. This one has a couple. This dungeon, sorry, forgetting what I'm talking about, has a couple of easy items to get. We're here for one item, which is going to be our main cheese tool, if you will. As soon as that guy turns around and drives up, you're going to jump off this and just start running. Try to follow me exactly here if you don't want to get lost. This is a pretty long run. Yeah, once you get up here... There's a fight up ahead that you actually have to win. So, my advice is pop your little wondrous physic, get your stamina boost, and just go ham on this guy. I might have come a little unprepared here. So, actually, this might not be the easiest way for you to do it. We're gonna go ahead and run out here. We know that guy's gonna come back up, so we're gonna use the chariot to kill this guy. We're actually gonna run out here until the chariot comes back, and we're gonna hide inside of the slot. Don't worry if you fail here, because we're not here for the runes anyway. Oh, I messed up. Alright, good. Well, I can show you how to do it properly. Basically, we're gonna use the chariot to kill that guy this time. Don't ever roll in poison on the floor because it gets on your clothes and this poison meter will keep building. I'll kind of just throw these random tips at you as we play. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. It's a risky run here. Trying to do it fast for y'all. When you get to this one, this is the one you need to be at. Go ahead and hit this guy off. Now, as soon as as soon as you see it turn, you can literally jump down because you know it's going to be going up. And that gives you the most time to run. This might take you a couple tries. As you can see, I just had a failed attempt. But all this is going towards making us powerful. We're gonna go aggro this guy and try to draw him out. Or you can try to bloody slash him as well. No, actually... Yeah, so you can draw him out, but I'm gonna use bloody slash. I'm just gonna show you how to fight a little bit here. So I always like to stay full health. And just wait for your openings. Like, I'll wait for a hit. I know he wants to hit more than once here. Okay, that's a good opening. It'll only take like 4 bloody slashes is why I'm saying, if you get the chance to 1v1 them, maybe test out your fighting potential here. Once you kill them, you get the item, Dragon Communion Seal. Good, perfect. Now that we have that, you check your equipment. You'll notice you have a right hand, which is these 3 slots. You can actually put multiple weapons and switch between them. But all this is going to add to your weight. This is the left hand slots, these 3. So in left hand 1, we can put on the Dragon Communion Seal. Now, the important thing to know about this thing is it has no weight. It is awesome. And it has Arcane Scaling C, Faith Scaling D, and it's upgraded with Somber Smithing Stones. And now that we have that, our left hand is glowing red. And whenever you click left bumper, if you had enough faith, you could now cast Rotten Breath, which is just fantastic. We can't use it yet, though. So whenever you want to go back to two-handing your katana, just hold down Y, click right bumper, and we have our seal for later. The next chore on our list is we're going to be getting ourselves an arcane ranged weapon, because it's good to have some variety in your toolkit. Oh, I'd like to go back to the first step. Look at us go. Yeah, I went down to the water. You kind of head northeast over here. There's gonna be a dragon that spawns. You don't have to fight it, but if you want to fight it, you can give it a shot. Very, very, very cinematic. But we're here for a different fight. So this is gonna be our technical, like... That last little fight against that spirit was your first challenge. It's gonna be the second challenge of the video. I'm gonna head this way. I would kill these enemies. Ow. God. Hate these bugs. Remember to utilize that dodge roll as much as possible. So you notice that these guys will get back up if you don't hit them while they're on the ground. Just make sure you do that. Get one last little hit in. You don't know how to lock on, by the way, it is the right stick. I know some people that don't know that are like, oh, how are you locking on? Cool, we killed all those guys. They refilled our health pots. I like to stay at full health, so even if I'm losing like very little, or if I'm still at half, it's just so bad to get one shot in this game. Use your resources. Up ahead, there's going to be our enemy will spawn. His name is Reduvia. Or I'm sorry, Nerajuice. He's wielding a blade called Reduvia. So just beat this guy fair and square. Be careful though. His blood attacks will bleed you. And they hurt a lot. Oh my god. If you wait around long enough, you get helped by... You get helped by a friend. Cool. Reduvia acquired. Now if we go to our equipment slot 2, I like to put it there. You have plenty of weight to hold onto this. Now if you click right on the D-pad, you can switch between Reduvia and your katana. And then you can just two-hand your katana whenever using it, or switch back to Reduvia. And when you have Reduvia out, it turns your left trigger into this little ranged attack that causes ranged bleed buildup and actually does pretty decent damage. And that is a good way to be spending your mana early game. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm heading over here, this guy has a little quest line that you can do. I do recommend starting it.
Just joining the fray, tarnished. Wow. You fought Nereus and survived. That alone deserves
Nereus.
I'm Yura, hunter of bloody fingers.
Hi, Ira.
Tarnished, held in thrall by cessblood. Zealots who stalk their own.
Who would do such a thing?
You're certain to face more of them. Just remember, no kinship with their ilk remains. Their madness precludes it. Don't let your emotions stay your blade. One last word of warning. Stay clear of Agil Lake. A great dragon roosts there.
Yeah.
It's as fearsome
I think we saw that dragon already.
as it is majestic. So, unless you're mad, stay clear of the...
Gotcha. So basically, I don't know if you guys noticed, he had a really giant sword. You can get that sword, and we will get it, but because we're already upgrading our katana, I'm not actually going to use that sword this playthrough. It's essentially the same stats anyway, it's just longer. Now that extra range does actually work in terms of, like, for a sword, so it's really good for multiplayer, like, versus. But for what we're doing, we don't need a longer sword. The sword is plenty long. But yes. Now that we have our 2 new toys, we are now going to get our Wondrous Physic upgraded. Another essential upgrade for our early game. So if we go back down to this Weeping Peninsula, we're going to be going to this tree. To get there, you can travel south of the Church of Pilgrimage. And we're almost ready to show you the newfound strength of our character. So this is going to be our first little mini boss fight. This is a minor Erdtree avatar. There is a checkpoint respawn here, so... And you can use your summons here. So I'm going to go ahead and use my summon. Ouch. I fight this guy because being rude. And try our best here. I'll go and show off Reduvia for you. This thing doesn't bleed, so it's not really necessary, but it does decent range damage. And having that little bit of range to poke with goes a long way. Because that means that's one less hit that I have to get close for. Just focus on dodging and getting your hits in. This is a very basic fight. When he jumps, kind of dodge away. Jumping heavies are probably going to be my go-to. Go ahead and heal up. We have our jellyfish taking some aggro. Oh, he changed targets. Two-parter, and it sends little... You just want to run left for that attack. Heavy attack here. I broke the poise. I'm just gonna spam right bumper here instead of getting the critical. Just because I want to get as many hits in as possible. I think our jellyfish actually got a poison off on that tree. I didn't know it could be poisoned. I'm out of stamina, I'm gonna be careful here. Never get too greedy with your hits. I love jumping heavies because they help you break poise. Okay, I'm gonna get some distance here to heal. Dodge. Hit. I got really greedy there. I know I can dodge that. Two-parter. Just to run to the side. Oh, I completely messed that up. Ow. The jellyfish is almost dead, but they did a good job distracting for me. And we got the kill. This tree's not too hard. And it's essential Opaline Bubble Tier. That's what we came here for. Now if we go back to any grace, I'll choose the Church of Pilgrimage. You can rest at it. Go down to your Mixed Wonders Physic tab. Now you're going to want to fill one of these with your Significantly Negates Damage and Mixed Physic. And then I like to put on Steadily Restores HP. Now, whenever we drink the Wondrous Physic, we get this little bubble that essentially gives us one hit where we take no damage, which is really awesome. And then we have that little glowing effect on us. That glowing effect is restoring HP over time. I think it's for like 3 minutes, so it's actually pretty much the whole fight it'll be on. And now that we actually have some magic, I'll start using 1 or 2 magic flasks. I'm more of a health pot kind of guy, so I'll just have 1 magic flask. And if we can level up, can't yet, but remember we're going to put our levels into Faith. Alright. That's pretty much all the upgrades we needed this video. So, we'll go ahead and show off. What does this look like? So to do that, we're going to go back to the Stormhill Shack. If you go up this way, you might have encountered a boss and gotten stuck on him. Margit. Well, if you've done all of the steps in the last 2 videos, this is going to seem so much easier than you might have remembered. And this is with a basic arcane build started. And I didn't even get you the Rotten Breath, which we will definitely be getting when we level up 3 more times for the next video. You're going to get into this hallway, rest of this grace. Come up here. Now, a lot of challenge videos and stuff, and YouTubers don't like to use these summons. Because this is kind of a walkthrough for players, I will be using every summon, also just so you can see what it looks like. Basically, these are helpers. This does actually increase the health of the boss, but the value you get from the damage that they're doing and the aggro that they take is usually what makes it easier for you. So we're going to touch the summon. Sorcerer Rogier. You don't have to wait for him to go start the fight. I usually wait for them, because why not? And we're going to go in. Let's see this boss fight.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
First thing we're gonna do, use our summon. Try to dodge his ranged attacks. I like to roll into his attacks. I'm gonna pop my Wondrous Physic. And I'm actually gonna pull out Reduvia here. Spam some ranged bleed. Just to kind of show you that you can get free magic damage in on him. See that huge bleed proc? Oh. See how I got that free hit too that did no damage to me? Alright, see I'm out of mana. Use my mana pot. Keep hitting that. Range bleed. Now never get too complacent here. Get ready to dodge. Now I don't need to use Reduvia this much for this fight. I just want to show you that we have that new tool. Oh. Big hit. Ooh. I have plenty of health pots left, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop one even though I'm not that low. Now because we're a bleed build, yeah, whenever you get a hit, don't go for the crits, just keep swinging. You're trying to get that next bleed proc. And just like that, we beat Margit first try. We had some helpers, but the point is to show you that this game is doable. You don't have to be scared of this game, guys. You just need to find the upgrades. Alright, well that's part 2 of my bleed walkthrough. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like if you watched this far. And thank you all for watching.